Our website, SquadTrip.com, is up and running and live for anybody to use. In order to create an account so you can start collecting payments for your trips, all you have to do is go to SquadTrip.com and then click Create a Trip. Here you'll be required to enter your information as a travel organizer, such as your first name, last name, email, phone number, such and such. Your travel group name, where you can even upload a logo and a website URL if you have your own website. Then you'll have to verify, and then you link to Stripe, because we use Stripe to collect payments. Basically, we've built a payment platform using Stripe. The money goes directly to their account via Stripe Connect. The charges get charged to their Stripe account. We simply process the funds and pay Stripe, and then pay ourselves the remainder. But I'm going to skip ahead. Also, just notice we keep this here handy just in case anybody has questions. But I'm going to skip ahead. So assuming in our demo environment, as you can see here, I've already created a number of trips. Trip organizers usually create 3, 4, 5 during the year. Really just kind of depends on their specific business. But so rather than click on add new trip, I'll just show you what it looks like. So I have to go through the process myself. First step is your trip basics. So this is like information like what's the trip called, hero image, then you can choose location. It's actually powered by Google's API. But then you choose your trip dates. Also, like when's the last date that you want to accept money for your trip. And then you can add your description, and then even select what's included and what's not. And if you want to specify, you can actually specify well, drinks only. Then you can kind of update your website. All this stuff pulls into the trip page that gets created automatically. I'm going to skip over to trip packages. So in this case, you might have your platinum versus your gold package, your double versus your triple occupancy, your 3-day stay versus your 4-day stay. So it all depends on how they want to set it up. But here's where they name it, they describe it, they choose the date. So each individual trip package can have its own separate dates. And then each trip package can have its own amount. And similarly, you can actually set up a limit. Let's say only 25 people can book the gold package, or you can just elect to make it a limited, and you can upload photos and so on and so forth with the number of trip packages that you want to offer for your individual trip to Dominican Republic. Now, here's where I want to kind of set up my add-on. So for any individual trip package, you can build out your add-ons. That includes whether it's flights, meals, airport shuttles, excursions, or other. You'd name it, then you'd set the quantity, you'd add more details, you add your cost over here. And then it's going to show up when people are checking out, as well as when they sign into their profile page. They'll be able to see it so they can purchase at a later date if they choose to. I think data is king. You got to collect information. Our trip organizers use this information to better curate future trips. So they ask questions like, where do you want to go in the future? What's your favorite alcohol? What type of excursions you're into? And then also just basic stuff like how you hear about us, and even dietary restrictions, so on and so forth. So this is very helpful. It pulls into the dashboard, and I can show you that a little bit later. Next is payments. So right now, again, there's only one package here. But once you select the package, you can elect to allow users to pay in full, installments, or both. In this case, let's say I choose to make the deposit $300. The first payment is going to be, say, June 10th, July 10th. And then since it knows the last payment date you want to accept payments on, it knows the current system date, it calculates the number of months that are available between now and then, and so that you don't have to do it at all. Then we allow you to choose and add an additional cost. What we found is over the thousands of bookings that when people offered an installment option and then set that price a little bit higher, an 85% chance that people are going to select the installment option, even though it costs more money. And what that did is provide margins for the trip organizers that are building out these experiences. Another cool feature here is that so this is a test and a demo, so I replaced it, but we put canned terms and conditions, waiver and refund policies, obviously. If you want to change whatever it says here, you can do that. But again, we put canned information just to make it easier for you. Same goes for the FAQ questions. There'll be a couple questions that you can kind of choose from. And then once you select on the question, you can answer it down here and add your question. But of course, if you want, you can add new questions as you see fit. Last but not least, again, some of our trip organizers, they may have their own website, but some don't or just prefer not to. So based on the information that they input, we'll build out a website that they can just take this and then just copy the link and then share it with their friends in the group chat. Some of the people have a more, I guess, robust business. And so in this case, they want to embed just the trip options on their page. And so we allow them to select the color to match their branding, preview it, and then copy the embed code. Similarly, if they just want to link to the individual trip package or a login page, they can do so. Now, for the traveler, I'm going to kind of quickly show you what it looks like. So I can just look in here. Again, if they land on the page, they'll click book now. They'll see the options. Then they'll bring it to the add-ons that we created. You can select one or both, right? And it's going to update the order summary automatically. Then show you that where you can create the promo codes, but you can create promo codes. Then you continue to payment options, right? So again, that select pay in full versus pay in installments. In this case, we're going to pay in installments. That's the $200 plus. Right now, we set a 4% processing fee on for this specific demo. But you notice that you'll see the add-ons, the flight. You'll see that the deposit and 2 installments of $8,000. That's because I put an exorbitant amount for this platinum package. But it'll show that the first payment date is on the 15th, the last payment date is on the following month. And that there's payment plan fees, all the information that you need. We'll skip through. Here's where you can either return as a returning customer, as a new customer. Okay, I'm going to skip the questions of registration. How did you hear about us? And what's really cool is terms and conditions. Again, it's the information that you input, and the user has to draw and put their full name. And then from there, if they were on an iOS device, they'd be able to select Apple Pay. But in this case, you just enter your cardholder's information. I'm going to put some fake stuff here. Please bear with me. So we've got a test card that I know works even in production. So now that you know how to build a trip, I just want to show you really quickly what it looks like if you're managing your trip at scale. So most of our trip organizers, they're going to be hosting multiple trips per year. And so I'll just select view all so that you can see the view that they might see. So we collect the registrations, number of deposits, who's going, who's paid in full, even disputes, who even has a balance, who's behind on payments, and people who have canceled. So this saves a ton of time so that people don't have to chase down and figure out what's going on. This is really like clutch and key, the bread and butter. Mostly, they really want to focus on building out amazing experiences so people want to share the word and come back. So we just make it as easy as possible for them to collect the payments and just manage the process of bookings, payments, registrations, and whatnot. The beauty in this is that once somebody makes a deposit, they automatically will get a receipt. And when their automatic payment schedule comes up 5 days before their automatic payment, we'll send them an email notifying them. You actually can take a look at the payment email reminder template. They can actually make changes if they want, but it's pretty basic, at least for now. Friendly reminder that your card will be charged X amount of dollars plus fees, blah, blah, blah. and just notifies them in advance. I'd say 25% of those people go in and to their account and pay early. The rest of them get charged on the day of. If their card does not go through, we'll send them an email. Obviously, if it does go through, we'll send them an email as well. All those emails actually can get tracked in what's called a receipt log. And so I'll actually maybe search my name. You can actually see all the different receipts that, basically search by first name, last name, username. Again, we'll even show you the failed payments, the successful payments, the reminders, and just really to automate the whole process, so you're not just chasing down people for payments for a trip that that they want to attend. Again, if they are behind, we would have reminded them and allow them to pay. But if you wanted to kind of just sniff that out and see, you can actually just click on the different tiles and we update to see, okay, who are the people who have canceled? Who are the people who haven't canceled, but they're still behind on payments? So this is really helpful for them. Here, they can also create their promo codes, view the signed documents, so that in the case that somebody does want to sue them or there's a dispute for whatever reason, they can actually pull up those documents. And that's also very helpful to them. So now I want to kind of just so now I just wanted to show you all what it looks like for somebody who's actually signed up. So this is a traveler who's got 2 upcoming trips. The first one is already paid off. The second one over here, as you can see, they still owe $3,000 on this trip. You can see all the payments that they've made. These are automatic payments that came in on the 15th. This is just a payment I made just a minute ago. And so as you notice, they owe $31.49. If they wanted to, they could even make a payment right now. We calculate the fee, show them the fee, and then we just charge the card that they've already have on file. In the event that we do that, again, they had a payment of $31.49. We'll take into account that they've already made a payment and adjust, so now that they only owe $26.29. Note that if they wanted to, they can pause the payment. Obviously, they can pay it in full. They can contact their organizer, cancel the bookings. What's really cool is if they didn't sign up for the add-ons now, I mean, when they registered initially, they can actually purchase them later on. And we also have a settings section that has their basic information, and specific to the trip that they're going on, you'll see all the information. So like the billing information, where they can update their credit card since we charge them automatically each month, and the registration questions as well. So I think all told to date, we've gotten some really good feedback, really great traction. That's a product that the customers who are using it right now are saying that if it did not exist, then they would be SOL when it comes to their business. So we're listening to them to understand where the growth lies and how we can better improve the product. But here's what we have today.